Hey guys, Junlox here, back with a new blind playthrough. This is, well, I mean, we've already played Cthulhu Saves the World, but we never played Cthulhu's Angels, which is a alternate quest. A second, the master quest, if you will. Well, let me, So once you beat the game for the first time, there's bonus modes, including Score Attack, Highlander, where you can only use one character at a time, and Overkill, where it just boosts you to level 40 immediately. But there's also Cthulhu's Angels, which at the time I wasn't planning on doing, but now I'm like, why not? Cthulhu is too lazy to become a hero himself, so he talks October into doing his heroics for him. New dialogue, characters, and more. So, back when we played through the original, in the first dungeon, I think you meet like 3 adventurers, and originally Zeboyd was planning to have them, you know, challenge you throughout the game, and then he forgot, and so they have something at the beginning and something at the end, and that's basically it. So he's like, oh well, let's add the girl into this mode. So I think she's going to be one of our party members. So let's do it. Normal, easy, hard, or insane. Jeez. We'll do normal. That's fine. The game does have a fair amount of grinding, and I'm wondering how much is actually different. Like, are we going through all the same dungeons? Don't know. Yeah, let's do commentary. I mean, I don't know if it's commentary for Cthulhu's Angels or if it's commentary for Cthulhu Saves the World. I guess we'll find out. October was a necromancer. This wasn't by choice, mind you. Her parents had been necromancers, their parents had been necromancers, and she was pretty sure that their parents had been necromancers as well. October learned her spells and incantations like a dutiful child, but her heart wasn't into it. She had no desires to raise the dead and terrorize the living. She just wanted a quiet life doing what she thought was right. Of course, no one believed her. As soon as people discovered she was a necromancer, they would scorn and fear her. Whenever misfortune befell someone in town, October would be the one who was blamed. Though October moved from place to place in hopes of escaping her heritage, eventually she would be found out and forced to move once more to escape persecution. When October was feeling especially down, she would go to the beach and gaze at the endless waves. Here there was no pain, here there was no fear, just the rhythmic melodies of nature. It was during one of these beach reveries? Reveries. I know that's a word, but it's just, it just seems odd, but whatever. That October discovered a device. Yeesh, that would change her life forever. I'm like yawning. What is that strange disc lying there on the beach? October has gained the Holographic Communicator Device, or HCD for short. When October picked up the HCD, a holographic image of Cthulhu appeared before her. Eep, a holographic image of Cthulhu has appeared before me. It's cheesy, but I love it. Fear not, child, I am indeed the Dark Lord Cthulhu, but I've turned over a new leaf. I wish to save the world now, not destroy it. Okay-ish. Yes, I wish to save the world. Unfortunately, my power has been drained away, so I'll need your help. Will you be my emissary of heroics to the world? Will you save the world on my behalf? People think I'm evil just because I'm a necromancer. Just like they think that you're evil just because you're a hideous octopus demon man who drives people insane with your presence. They're wrong about me, and so they must be wrong about you. Yes, I will become a hero on your behalf and prove to the world they shouldn't judge us books by our covers. Excellent. Mwahaha. I mean, thank you. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. You get 25 gold. Thanks, but that's not even enough to buy a cheap weapon, much less save the world. Curse you, inflation. Pretty much. Since some of my treasury is insufficient, you must find allies to join you on your righteous quest. But make sure the allies you recruit are all hot chicks, otherwise I won't be able to call you my angels. That's a bizarre and sexist request, but I'll do my best. It's not really sexist. Hark, my Cthulhu sense is tingling. There's a hot chick in the vicinity. Find her and convince her to join our quest. Alright. So we are now October. No battles at the moment. Yep, I cannot chat to myself. Alright. I'm wondering... like, are her stats going to be the same? I mean, like, the levels they gain. You got 3 1-ups. You can use these 1-ups to reset a failed battle. Indeed. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so it's probably the same. But we'll see. Oh yeah, there's Umi. Does she look different, or is that the same? That woman is being attacked by monsters. From the look of her attire, she's a healer, which means she probably can't win a battle by herself. I must save her. Oh, the music is different. Right, no techniques. This is, so there's basically 2 big complaints I have about Cthulhu Saves the World. One is that a lot of the, is the dungeons, mainly. A lot of them are too big, and even when they're too big, a lot of them are just needlessly convoluted mazes, which is probably the intent, but it's annoying. And, I guess the other one is, yeesh. What else? Oh yeah, the level up system. You know, you'd think techniques would get pulled off the, would use like the strength stat, and magic would use the magic stat, but they don't always. There's techniques that use the magic stat as well, and it's just, I wish they would kind of be a little bit more forthcoming about which was which, so you could plan your builds better. But whatever. Alright, let's fire these jerks. Yay! Let's see. Hit to attack. Or extra MP after victory. I'm gonna assume we level the same. But who knows? You know, Umi was a frickin' beast, or she becomes a beast with like strike abilities. So, and October is pretty much our area effect mage. So let's do extra magic. Oh, Ilona Lena, not Umi. Well, there you go. This is the cleric chick from the very beginning. Thank you for rescuing me. I was exploring these beach caves with my companions when I got separated from them. I hesitate to think of what would have become of me if you hadn't shown up. Don't mention it. Hey, I know it sounds crazy and all, but would you like to join my quest to save the world on behalf of Cthulhu? I know he's got a bad rap and all, but he's actually a nice guy, squid, now. Ha ha ha, don't be absurd. Cthulhu's the pure embodiment of chaos. I couldn't possibly work for him. Oh, and she's even doing the oh ho 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 ho. Then I guess I'll just leave you here to be eaten by the other slime monsters. Eat. Don't take this the wrong way, but could I join up with you for a bit anyway? Just until I find my old companions, of course. I suppose I can't leave you here by yourself. Okay, but I hope you change your mind about Cthulhu. Ilona Lena tries to join your party, but her name is too long to fit in the status box. What just happened? Ha ha ha, you must be using one of those horrid little retro RPG engines. Not me, nothing but the best in 3D polygon rendering technology for this sexy body. Sexy. How do they do it in, when you're listening to, like, actual Japanese language, they say it, like, weird. But I suppose if I'm gonna receive your help, I have to make do. You can use my nickname, Ilona. Ilona Lena becomes Ilona. Which is funny because you don't... like, her name fits in the text box. right? Or does it not? I don't know. I mean, there's a text box there, but maybe not for the party members. I don't know, whatever. Since my companions aren't here on the beach, they must be somewhere further up in the caves or on the cliffs. Let's go. All right. We're gonna check these. This is probably talking about the bridge. Yep. Yep. Okay. Alright, maybe I'll turn the commentary off, because it seems to be all the same, but some of it's fun. No, we don't want to... Ooh, so... Well... We'll do slot E. I'm probably going to slave over it. Probably going to save over it by mistake. How many battles? 25. Do we want to, fight a little bit first? Oh, let's check out her. Well, I guess... Okay, so she... Interesting. More defensive than I would expect, right? Like, she's got a lot of vitality and a lot of will. And then magic is like her third strongest, which is club and robe. Oh, wait. Yeah, that would... Technique smash. Heal and mawfish. So smash is like a physical attack. I wonder if she's going to be like Umi, where she actually does a lot of physical damage. And also, since I assume it showed 4 silhouettes, there's probably only going to be 4 party members in this. So if she is a healer, Daker, because I played through the game again first before doing this. Daker, or Dakra, however you pronounce his name, the healer guy. I don't think I used it all, really. But man, he actually helps you become overpowered because he has like stat boosting skills, and they are just unreal. You know, I killed the final boss in like 3 turns with him. So, yeah. Well, let's let's fight. All right, Gull, Uzumaki, and Crab. Let's do, well, Scavenger food and you. Tastes good with salt. Uzumaki. This is the one that he said was named this because of Junji Ito. I think. Right, because Junji Ito is like the horror guy. Which, awesome, by the way. If you haven't read his stuff and you like horror, it's fantastic. Alright, well, I guess we're gonna fireball everything. We do 68 Uzumaki first. She's actually stronger than October, at least, right? And then she has Smash, 69 damage. Heal or Mawfish? Interesting. Target random enemies every turn. 51 times 1 hit. So I assume you get different upgrades for your stats or for your abilities. So like when she levels up, she might get, you know, upgrade heal, or she might get upgrade Mawfish. And upgrade Mawfish might be like extra damage. It might be target all enemies, or it might be like multiple hits. There's, you know, you might turn down an upgrade and get a better one later, and that's a problem. But, you know, who knows? We'll do, man, let's do Smash. The Crab has a really high defense. You know what? Let's do the Mawfish, because it's going to be every turn, so we'll do that. All right. Mawfish kills the Gull. Yeah. Right. I keep forgetting that. Fireball on you. I'll just attack. Cool. October gains a level. Each insane enemy gives strength plus 10%. See, this is weird to me because I assumed I'm gonna have October be probably our magic user, right? So I hope she has the same abilities and stuff. Problem is, she's not going to be a physical attacker. She doesn't even start with any techniques. Ilona might have some physical attacks. We'll do this. They're not great. Not great abilities. Status. Oh, she still didn't gain a level. Well, let's... Alright, Snailian Goblins. Loves rouge lipsticks. Hero fodder, and it knows it. Well, nope, not that one. Fireball. Smash. Yeah, okay. Alright, October is still pretty slow. Oh, 3 XP, huh? We're gonna fight until we get Ilona another level. Ah, there we go. Snailian Goblin. Okay, level 5. So still 9 and 13. It's weird, the music is like different loudness. I wonder if it's because the previous music was like different, it was substituted in. But you could tell, like, so her HP is 9 and MP is 13, so she's definitely more of a magic user. I think it was... Umi would get like 6 hit points and 7 magic points. So she started out as a healer, but she only gained a couple healing spells. She was sort of a... She got a lot of debuff abilities. Yeah, so if Umi is still has the same stuff, I'm gonna put her into like strength and strike moves, because she was kicking ass. Like, seriously. Okay, so level up bonus, strength and vitality, or magic and will. See, and the other problem is, like, I don't know what skill she's gonna get. You know, so Umi starts out and you basically get all these debuffs and magic spells, and she's a healer, and you're like, oh, okay, so she's gonna be our mage, or, you know, healer with debuffs. But then you find out that she basically is, if you build her into like a strength build, she cleans up, like, you know, does tons of damage. So it kind of misleads you in that. And so I don't know what I'm gonna do here, but let's go with magic for her. Alright. Status. Well, we're gonna fight again then, get October another level. Right. Alright, magic. Fireball on you. Smash you. Yeah, see, high defense. There we go. October! Strength or magic? Magic it is. Alright. Alright, let's go. I just hope there's good treasure. Okay, that's a dead end. Yeah, and I'm not joking about the techniques. I'm not joking about the mazes. They're kind of a pain. I'll do smash. Maybe we can kill the crab. Nope, guess not. Again, also no. Ah, good. You got a bromide of Sharp. Character bromides can be viewed via the bonuses menu from the title menu. Don't forget to save your game to keep all found bromides. Indeed. Save. So you may ask what a bromide is. It is a... I believe they were their earliest photographs. They were, you know, used differently, but... And of course, you know, the first thing they did with them is pornography. You know, I mean, like, of course, right? Let's see. Let's smash it, I suppose. There we go. I do like how the magic gained is, like if you do better, it gives you more. Or the faster you defeat the battles, the more MP you get. Alright, magic. What do we want? The only problem is it doesn't tell you how much life they have when you're hovering over the group, which makes sense, but, you know. We'll do crab, I suppose. We'll do the mawfish. And then we'll just attack, because we're already in the, you know, second turn, so... Mawfish is already active. And what they really do some interesting stuff with the RPG formula. You know, it just really interesting, like, quality of life increases. And, oh, gotta go back and get that chest. Because that must come from the other way. You know, and also... You know, like gaining MP at the end of every battle, and I don't think that's gonna work. Does the mawfish, is it physical, or does it just straight do like straight up damage? I bet it's a physical attack. We'll find out. All right. No, it looks like it's true damage. Cool. Fire or water and ice? Okay, so... If her abilities are the same, eventually she gets an ability called Rain of Fire, which does fire damage every turn. But... she gets the Snowstorm ability, which can be phenomenal, and especially against the final boss, or just single targets. You can have like a Snowstorm that does, like how the Mawfish was, you know, 50 damage, or 60 in this case now, times one hit. You can get multiple hits. So normally they're distributed amongst all the random enemies. But if it's just one, all the hits hit that one, so they can do a ton of damage. So I mean, here you're talking like Fireball, which is pretty good and will do a lot. And then there's, on the other hand, there's your kind of your boss killing stuff. Man, that's a hard one, because Fire Boost is great for, like, clearing enemies. Especially because I upgraded her in the last game with, Fireball hit every enemy. Not just the group, but it hit everything. And so I was doing that. You know, you have a couple people that are casters, and they can do damage all enemy abilities. And you just, like, hit all enemies a few times, and then they're all dead in like a turn or two. But I probably have to go, because the bosses are by far the more dangerous. If you don't kill them fast, they get super strong. Because every turn, something that, you know, makes the RPG genre a little bit more exciting, specifically turn-based RPGs, is in this, the bosses gain 10% strength. I don't know if it's I assume it's just 10% extra damage every turn, so they do more damage to you. And it gets there. So let's do this one. So we can, you know, stop the bosses. 5 potions. And, you know, if we have to, we can always grind. My last playthrough, I started going into the dungeons, and I was getting tired of, like, walking around and fighting random enemies. Especially, like, the factory and like, the final area. It's just a huge ass... Actually, the final area is not so bad, but some areas, like the volcano, are just mazes, and they have multiple branching pathways that all tie in on each other, and you're like, where the hell am I? So I would just walk in, and I would just, like, you know, oh, 25 fights? Okay, let's just do those now. And then focus on going through, finding all the treasure, because, you know. Let's do the crab. Mawfish, I suppose. And then we'll just attack so we don't use any more magic. Even though we regain some. Alright, pretty sure it's straight down. I mean, I think all these levels are the same. And I like how, you know, the bridge is actually useful. It's where we started. And that's really nice, too. Ah, there they are. Switchblade, Dash, it's me. Quiet bunch. What's the matter? Why won't you say something? Traitor. What? Teaming up with a necromancer to revive the Dark Lord Cthulhu? I never thought you would fall so low. Hey, just because I'm a necromancer doesn't mean I'm evil. There are good necromancers, too. No, it's not like that. See, there were these monsters, and then she rescued me, and she said Cthulhu is different now, but I didn't believe her, and then we went to find you, and here we are. Enough with your lies. Your evil is as clear to see as the mountains on a day with minimal fog while standing near them. Is that supposed to be making fun of, like, Speed Racer or poor Japanese dubs? Why won't you listen? Tick, tisk, tisk, tisk. And to think I had such high hopes for you. Former allies forced to turn sword against one another on the field of battle. How heroic. Yeah. It's funny. The true heroes are the most intolerant of all. Yeah, something like that. Or, well, the heroes are the ones that are most intolerant. Or rather, I should say, it's the power that attracts the, you know, unscrupulous. Watch out! Hero and thief both approach. 192 is having trouble adjusting to 16-bit. Keeps his daggers in his boots. Alright, well. Either, I mean, the hero's gonna hit hard, the thief is probably gonna be fast and maybe do poison and stuff, so we'll do Mawfish. Okay. Yeah, backstab. So we had this cat, an alien cat, that would get... One of his abilities that he got was backstab. And it's like, oh, it's agility based. And I picked it up and I was like, oh, this is gonna be awesome because he's super fast. And then it has terrible scaling. It was doing like crap damage. Just the worst. And I was putting everything into agility and I was like, this sucks. The ability sucks. So. Thief is doing more damage, which is unexpected. Even our boss music is different, which is neat. Alright, well, I keep doing that. Hit the thief. We're okay on... We'll just attack. Okay, fireball, Mawfish. Mawfish should take him out, so we'll just attack again. Yep, Alona's... Wait, Hero is stunned? Do October's... Oh, I bet her whip stuns enemies. her current equipment. All right. Lona's level 6. Choose your level up bonus. Blind or blind. Okay. Is Umi not going to join us? Because Alona is getting all the same... Well, the Mawfish was not. But it seems like she's going in the same path. Targets one enemy or targets one group. Let's do one enemy. Because, you know... I mean, group is helpful, but if it only does 60%, that's a little bit higher than a coin toss. It's probably only worth it if there's like 3 or more. This at least, I mean, 80%. It almost always blinds. So, you know, and maybe there's a T-Rex or something that you... Like a really tough single enemy that you need to put the damper on for a minute. So let's do this. Also, we're probably not going to use that. My friends killed at my hand. What have I done? I'm a murderer. Actually, I'm pretty sure I saw them crawl away after we pummeled them. Really? Well, in that case, take that, you punks! Seriously, what were they thinking? Accusing me of evildoing? I'm the most heroic and righteous person I know. And humble. I could see that. Look, you've been great, so I've had a change of heart. I'd be honored to join your quest for heroics. Really? I'll show those jerks what I'm made of. You hear that? I'm so awesome I can even help the Lord of Darkness switch over to the good guy's side. Take that. It's very Luke Skywalker. Alona has officially joined your quest. The 3 generic heroes Cthulhu faces is one of the few story elements in the game that was originally proposed by Bill Sternberg, the artist. We were planning on integrating them more tightly with the plot and making them recurring elements, but after I put them in the first dungeon, I promptly forgot about them. Whoops. The new Cthulhu's Angels mode rectifies this somewhat, though. Oh, maybe they'll show up more. Alright, now, I wonder if we're still going to fight the giant starfish. I just hope all the magic points are in the same place. So, with... Oh, yeah. Okay. Right. There's like a giant one of these for the boss. Happy Mouth Fish didn't have quite the same ring to it. Yeah, and this is kind of funny, too, because it's... If you get rid of this guy, then these two become a group, and you can hit them with group spells. But the Mawfish is blind. Snaily stares blankly into space. That's funny. Magic. Yeah, we'll hit, and then we'll punch it, I guess. She's got... Oh, is it weak or not weak to fire? Strong against fire? Because it's taking less damage. I don't know why I'm going down here. Right, so for Alona, we'll see if she starts getting strike abilities. And if she does, we'll switch her over to physical. Where do I want to go? This way, that way? Man, I don't know. I would suspect... Kind of what I mean about the mazes. A dolphin. Her idea of playful involves harpoons and pain. Well, we'll just attack, I suppose. Yeah, because Alona has, you know... Ah, they're strong against fire. Right? It's like half damage. There we go. October gets a level. Strength or... Man, they really seem to be giving her like the strength-related stuff. Are they going to change her abilities as well? Man, I don't know. Because it was, you know, it was like you got another hit ability, then you got. I mean, I don't think so. I would probably say, just numerically, probably this one. 40 strength is good, but we're not really doing that much attack, and extra magic, agility, and the ability to take less damage would be good. Alright, let's try doing this. Wait, where did I... Oh my god, am I going around the wrong way? Oh my god. This is... Okay. Alright, hopefully that takes out the Uzumaki's. Okay, good. There was some defense, but it wasn't like that. Alright, and the lanterns are there for the... You know, show where the end of the area is. But I'm hoping there's like... See, there was another treasure. Okay. Magic fireball on them. Attack. Well, okay. Gull is stunned. Treasure. 75 gold. Yay. Yeah, it's this game, like, the only purpose for gold is equipment. That's it. Magic, say Mawfish. Tech. Fire. Nice. Alona. Alright, full heal. Ooh, see, okay. And then this is the thing, you have to sometimes choose between a ability or a straight up stat upgrade. And it's like you have to choose the ability basically. Because at the end, like level 40 is the max, or at least it was in the main quest. And then at the every level past 40, it either gives you plus 15 to all stats or plus 30 to both hit points and magic points. So, you know, you'll never get more abilities, but you'll always be able to get more stats. So, take the full heal. Wait, is there a unite ability? Do they have a team ability thing? We'll check. We'll check next fight. Oh, really? That was the last battle, huh? Oh, but this has 9 battles. That's interesting. It's just different. The different maps, I suppose. You got a bromide of Umi. Character bromides. Yep. We'll check those out. Alright. Magic. Fireball you. Smash the dolphin. Surprised that worked. All right. So presumably the bromides are going to be in places where we would normally get equipment for the other characters. I mean, I guess. I have no idea. Alright. Oh, Mawfish. That's what it is. It's one of those. Right? So we can summon one of those little guys. That's cool. And I bet it's based off of... Well, actually, I don't know. I don't know. It's probably based off the magic skill. Alright, well, we'll fireball you, we'll attack you. Cool. Yeah, and I'm just kind of skipping through most of that, which, I mean, you know, if I were to read everything, that would be... it would just be a lot. Sometimes I miss stuff. Can't really do much about that. Okay, so that's the end. So where does this go? Is there more treasure? Fireball. Mawfish. Yes, it's not taking full damage, so it has some defense, but it's not strong against physical attacks, I guess. Alright, strength and vitality, or magic and agility. We're still gonna go with magic. And I just hope that we'll get the skills to back it up. Extra gold, that's always good. Whatever. Another thing that bothered me about the Cthulhu Saves the World was you'd find a lot of treasure, like a lot of equipment in dungeons that I had already purchased, right? So it's like you get to a new town, it's like, oh, here's some new equipment. I'm like, cool, let me buy it, right? Because you basically have to do grinding and stuff. And then you buy it, and then you go into the dungeon, and it's like, here's that sword you just bought. I'm like, and it doesn't stack, so you can't sell it. It wouldn't matter anyway, because gold is the only point in using gold is to purchase upgrades. So, wow, 100. Ah, but see, it's only doing 70. No restore point before the Star Terror boss. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Right. Yeah, the magic restore helps, and also, yeah, they did make it so that you could save everywhere, but the problem is, I would almost flaw their design, because you can't necessarily tell that you're coming up on a boss. You know what I mean? Right, so I mean, here, obviously, there's cliffs and stuff, but it's like, would you expect Cthulhu, Umi. Yeah, I love the commentary, but you know, I read all of it in the Cthulhu Saves the World playthrough, and I also read it when I played through again. So I'm just kind of like, eh. So Star Terror boss? Oh, really? That seemed oddly uneventful. Yeah, what's up with that? I was sure that a bridge that big would have a troll or a monster or something guarding it. If you insist. The bridge has come alive and prepares to attack you. Okay. I was just kidding. That's funny. They play with your, they subvert your expectations. One might say it's a trap bridge. Like a trap door? Or is it like a pun for Yu-Gi-Oh stuff? Alright, so... Right, we're gonna do... I mean, you know, look at how much damage we do to this thing. Not much. And it has 1400... So we'll do the Mawfish. Okay. Oh, of course. Evil Bridge is on fire. Evil Bridge's power goes up 50%. Oh, this is bad. Especially because it's gaining strength every time. Well, we'll, oh, maybe we can blind it. Let's try blinding it. Man, I assume it's per turn. No effect. No effect. That doesn't mean it resisted it. Right, so it didn't hit. Okay, well. I mean, we have to use fire, though. Alright, let's heal October, I guess. Wow. Jeez. Well, I mean, we're... Oh, well, we do have full heal. Oh, now Alona's down. Well, alright. How many potions do I have? 10? I guess we'll have to use one. Wow, dude. Okay. We'll heal ourselves. Damn, dude. Magic, full heal. We just have to stay alive like 2 more turns. Wow, that was a hard one. But we also probably could have grinded a little bit. Yeah. We didn't even get a level from that. Awed by your fighting prowess, the bridge monster has reverted back to being just a bridge. Whew, that was an odd and tiring experience. You gotta watch out for the narrator. He'll stab you in the back every time. Mwahaha. Maybe teaming up with you wasn't the best idea. Nonsense, it was the best idea you ever had. Listen up, angels. To the east, you'll find the Shrine of Villains. There's bound to be something heroic you can do there. Maybe set the place on fire. I know I always associate pyromaniacal behavior with heroes. You might want to stop by the village of Miskatonia first for information gathering and supplies. Onward to Miskatonia! Well, before we do that, though, should I... Yeah, I guess we could. Nothing wrong with fighting a little bit more, and I was gonna run back and hit that save point. Mr. Krabs! Yeah, alright. There we go. Max MP or HP? Ooh, that's a hard one. Wait. 40 MP versus 30 HP. I would expect it to be the other way around, honestly, but I guess we'll go with the MP then. I mean, she is using a lot. Like, her primary way of attack is the Mawfish at this point, basically. So... it's entirely possible she'll be our primary healer. Who knows? The other thing is, if you can kill the bosses fast enough, then you don't need to heal. That's why having Dakra, like, I used his, you know, all regen, and then I used his, like, Hero Him ability to boost everyone's stats by 25%. And that was it. And then the boss was dead before they even got a third turn. Or before he got to go for his third time. So let's do MP to start with. Although maybe I should have done HP to offset, because she's gaining more MP than her hit points with every level, right? But, I mean, her defenses are fairly high. Oh, her base magic stat is high. It's the equipment. Well, whatever. Alright, we'll probably get into another fight. Do we want to fight a couple more times? Just take them out. Fireball. Fireball this Mawfish, I suppose. Magic. Wait. Okay. Magic the Fireball. You might be able to take out the Gull. Magic the Fireball. Fireball the seahorse. That's what I meant. Oh, really? Well, yeah, they all get special abilities or whatever. Fight. Magic. Fireball. And then we'll... Maybe. Not enough. Alright, October. Man, see, look at this. They still give her strength every freaking time, but they're also giving her abilities. Like, this worries me. This worries me that they're constantly giving her stuff. But then again, when we got October in the original quest, she was probably 15, 16 already. And we're starting her at level 1 or 2. So she's getting a lot of the stuff that we didn't have before. Alright, magic. Target all enemies. Yeah, why not? Cool. So now there's no more battles if you want to run around and collect all the treasure and stuff, which we basically have already. But if you want, you can always fight another battle. Like, you can always manually fight more if you want the game to be a little bit easier, or you just enjoy the grinding, right? I think these guys take half damage from Fireball, but Quake should be fine. Yeah, they're a little bit resistant to magic. Alright, that was actually pretty good. Alright, so we'll save Chapter 1. And I'm curious how long this is going to be as well. Interesting, right? So we came out here. There's the cave on the other side. And that's in the main quest as well. But that's actually a cave that leads to another... Well, it's kind of a bonus thing. Because you look at that and you don't realize... You're like, oh, I started on the beach. I went into the cave. Makes sense. No. I don't know what it is here. But in the original quest, you go in there and you get Dem from Breath of Death 7. And if you beat him, and he is hard, he basically, you have to beat him within 5 turns, otherwise he just insta-kills everybody. You know, if you beat him, then you can get him as a party member, which is kind of cool. Although he's basically the same as... Well, I ended up not using him. He's alright. He's very strong, but a little bit limited in his abilities. So, alright, so first, let's go in here, we'll talk to everybody. All the town names are based on locations associated with Lovecraft and his work. Volcano Town and Zombie City. Yep. Right. Welcome to Miskatonia. I wonder how much... Let's talk to all the people first. Does this guy still talk about Cthulhu? Yep. I'm not even going to pronounce that. That goes out of town. The inn is over here. Before we go into any of the towns, we'll talk to everybody. Go into any of the buildings. I mean, Cthulhu the dog. Woof! The dog appears to have the same name as Cthulhu. How odd. I mean, that never comes into play in the original. The students at Miskatonic University are quite cute this year, don't you agree? He's peeping in the windows, isn't he? Welcome to Miskatonic University. Our doors are open to all seekers of knowledge. Well, I could go in. Woof, ruff, bow wow, arf, arf. So there is no more quest to rescue the dog then. My dog is my best friend. Shane reference was my wife's. It's all her fault. Alright. I love this town. I bet there's still treasure, though, in that cave. Assuming the cave is there. I love you. I love you. I love you more. No, I love you more. So cute. See, she is a good necromancer. Alright. Into buildings. Let's check out the inn first. Beware the dreaded Belt Man. Drawing power from his outfit made almost entirely of belts, he can boost his stats to astronomically high levels. Defeat him quickly if you run into him. He's pretty tough, actually. Beltman, of course, is a reference to Tetsuya Nomura's love of sticking belts all over the place in his character designs. Yeah, it's crazy. He's a crazy boy. Put him in one of them crazy buckets. Ever since the bridge broke, we haven't heard anything from the people in Dunwich. I wonder what's happening there. Presumably we're going to Dunwich as well. Got 2 1-ups. Ah, get out of my room, you sexy models. Fair enough. Before it was something about Cthulhu. Ah, get out of my room, you monster. Free room and board to all beautiful heroines. The Shrine of Villains. Let's see. Should we stop here? Let's stop here. Let's check out those bromides. Bromides. Alright, Cthulhu. Looking good. Umi. Sharp. I love that. And there's a bunch of others. How many more? How many? What are we talking? What are we talking here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the original had 8 party members. I assume Alona's in here as well. Alona Lena. So it's probably all 8 of the original party members. Alona, and then I don't know. But yeah. Alright guys, well that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for your time and attention. I really do appreciate it. Really hope you guys are enjoying these episodes. Like I said, never thought I would do this one, but wanted to finish it so that way I could kind of like put it to rest, so to speak. You know, delete it off the hard drive. All that. Replaying through the original kind of drug on a little bit, but it was still fine. It just showed some of the flaws in the game, which I hope he improved upon with his next ones, because I own both of Cosmic Star Heroine and Cthulhu Saves Christmas. So I'll be doing those at some point. And then playing Breath of Death 7 was really interesting as well, because you got to see like the improvements. Although it's still very similar, but there are some graphical improvements and some quality of life changes. So, you know. But what's your guys' unique positive moment for today? For me, it would be just I'm a fan of spicy food and peppers, and did some grocery shopping this morning, and they had a bunch of like pepper flavored stuff, right? Different sausages with different kinds of peppers in them and stuff, and got some chorizo with pepper in it. First time ever cooking my own chorizo. Is pretty good. So that was that's my unique positive moment. Hopefully your guys are just as good, if not better. Hopefully better, of course. And I hope to see you guys next time. Till then, guys, take care.